I feel like in certain kind of ways, I'm back to what would be seen by some as old habits as far as doing multiple lives a day. The difference is that where I was barking a lot before and it was out of hurt and pain, this is intentionality from a place of restoration. I feel like how Peter must have felt when he was restored by Jesus, and Jesus said, when you are converted, go and restore your brothers. So I had a thought, and this is a thought that's kind of tied to, I guess, something that I was saying in recent times about belonging to a space. Loyalty, in specifically speaking church, is something that is a rarity, especially amongst musicians, but also amongst just regular people that go to church. You know, it just is. It's a rarity among musicians because you go to this certain place to get a check or whatever the case may be, and if you're not getting the check, you're not going there. This video is not about musicians. This video is about what I made a comment of, which I'm going to post here, and I'm going to pin. I said, you never leave a place, never leave a church home, more specifically, because they can't furnish what you were meant to facilitate. There's so many people that do that. Leave a place because what you're looking for, you are it. But it's almost like you're waiting for the situation to be right, or for people to serve you in what you're called to do. And you'll have some struggles. You'll be the man or the woman of the hour, and you will have some things that happen to you that you just don't even understand. And I'll just be honest and transparent that I'm thinking about our situation. When I say our, I'm talking about me and my wife. I'm talking about what happened in another season of our life as far as her and, you know, what I feel that she was as far as a contributor to a certain space. And this isn't to rehash that, but this is to say that you will have some things that happen to you and some things that God will allow to affect you that you don't understand. But why does God allow it? Because it's a test. God allows it to strengthen your faith. God allows it to strengthen your focus on Him. In the face of adversity, do you know what God says? Do you know who you are? Hold on, okay. In the face of adversity, in the face of contradiction, do you know who you are? You know, you got to ask yourself, I think about Abraham. God promised Abraham a son and Isaac. And then later on, God legitimately tells Abraham, I want you to go and sacrifice your son. It was a test. God didn't want Abraham to sacrifice his son, or did he? I mean, because we can live our lives as living sacrifices, not have to offer ourselves. So it's like Abraham did sacrifice his son, even though God provided a ram in the bush. And there are certain promises that God has made to us that He's asking for us to sacrifice them to Him. Either He's asking for us to sacrifice certain things to us, or certain things to Him, or He creates scenarios and situations that force you into positions to where the exact opposite of what He said happens. And we have to know and understand that just because the exact opposite of what God said is allowed to happen by God, we have to learn to trust God in the contradiction. Think about Jesus. Jesus is the eternal living Son of God, the one that's called to save everybody. And yet and still, He dies. In the face of contradiction, Jesus and everybody else that believed in Jesus had to believe God in the face of contradiction of death. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the resurrection. And yet the resurrection dies on a cross and is buried for 3 days. It's in those moments of darkness that you have to trust God and put your faith to the test. And you really got to choose to believe God or the situation. God will put you in situations that say the exact opposite of what he said to trust, to test and try your faith. And so what I'm saying in this is, okay, we're going to go inside in a second. Let me finish, okay? Give me a second. What I'm saying with this video is that don't allow the contradiction of a scenario to push you out of your best, your blessed place. You never leave a place. And when I was talking about a place with this statement, I was talking specifically in regards to a church. You never leave a church home because they can't furnish what you were meant to facilitate. You are the answer. And in the face of contradiction, in the face of would-be jealousy or, confusion or whatever, no, come on, let's go. Is you just going to do what you want to do. In the face of contradiction, you got to believe God. And if there's anything that the story of Abraham and Isaac, if there's anything that the faith walk at all teaches us, is that God often allows the contradiction of what he said so that we can trust his word. So I ain't got much more than that. My girl's getting on my nerves, wanting to go inside and everything because they say it's hot. So they going inside. But I just wanted to say that and encourage somebody, with a little bit of my own, I guess, testimony. And I just dwelling heavily on covenant relationships, church and relationships and whatever. But it's very important that you don't move from your post because of a contradiction. And it's okay if you have moved from your post because of a contradiction. No matter what it looks like, you can repent and you can turn around. It's not too late to repent. It's not too late to turn around. It's not too late to have everything that God purposed for you. It's not too late to realize that it was a test. It's not too late to endure. So be encouraged. God bless you.